Hey there, welcome back. We are going to talk a little bit about what our students learned today. It was a great call. Rhonda started off the call by asking a question, and it really did kick off the call in sort of a dramatic way because she asked the question, how are people feeling about some of the current events? We've watched an earthquake hit. We have yet another school shooting. Um, and there are obviously a lot of feelings that are stemming from a lot of thoughts. And so she asked people to put their feelings in the chat. And the reason why we talked on the front end of the call, and the reason why we did that was because it's important to understand the concept that Kirsten's going to talk about in a second here, and its impact, whether we are dealing with really big circumstances, dramatic, traumatic circumstances, or on the other side of the spectrum, maybe not so big circumstances. But regardless, you need to have the tools so that you aren't reacting from those feelings of frustration or grief or loss or anger. You want to let that feeling be the alarm that it's time to shift to your prodigy brain so that you can actually take that circumstance and figure out how to use it to your advantage. Bad circumstances are going to happen. They are. But how do you control the way you feel and control the results and the experiences that you are going to go on to have? That's the question. So, Kirsten Lynch is one of our student teachers. Currently, she's in our second cohort of the student teacher program, and we've got the third cohort getting ready to kick off here. But what happens is the student teachers learn a lesson, we unpack the lesson prior to this group coaching call, and we discuss what would be a great kind of mini lesson to bring forward to our group coaching students, the people who show up to get group coached. And so, Kirsten, first off, I want you to just tell people, why did you even decide to become a student teacher? You've been with Self-Made You for a number of years now. What made you take this next step to become a student teacher?
Yeah. Been with Self-Made You 2 years, I believe, in January. And I really was interested in this program because not only in my personal life and developing and enhancing relationships, but I also, in my professional life, I am a manager and manage a team of people that I want to, as myself, become a better manager and resource to them. And how can I help them with, grow professionally and or in relationships or in their own personal lives as they work through having a career and having a life balance.
Yeah. So what was the lesson that you delivered today, but also have you explained it in such a way that really helped us understand the application of it? So she is applying it in her personal and professional life, which, when you have a system to lean into under any circumstance, you feel a sense of self-control. So what was the lesson that you brought forward?
Yeah, the lesson was really looking at the gift of the circumstance or the situation. And it's a lesson you've taught for a couple of years. But it sort of clicked for me this week with this program. And it's really that lesson of what was the gift out of that circumstance, which would be either knowledge, power, inspiration. And I just shared a story about having a team member look for a different job, get a different job, and how it affected me and how I dealt with it at the time, but now can really see the gift in that team member's growth, personal growth, professional growth in the business, as well as, changes with our team that were really beneficial for everybody. It took me a while to see the gift, but it is unique to go back and think of all these situations and think what was or is the gift, or what can I foresee being a gift in the situation.
Yeah. And so prior to her having that understanding that every circumstance can have a gift and an opportunity attached to it, prior to that understanding, or just being hijacked by her primitive brain, which we all are very often, she was feeling frustrated and maybe angry and, burnt out, like all the things that us professionals feel on a very regular basis. But once she remembered that there was a gift and an opportunity, and she actually did the work to kind of reveal what those were, and she'll continue to do that so that she can really get a lot of traction from this one circumstance. But once she revealed it, then you were feeling what? How did your emotion change? It went from frustrated and angry and burnt out to what?
Yeah, less self-pity, more capable, more empowered. I know I can do my job. I know we can all do our jobs. It's just a different view on it than feeling sorry for myself for workload.
Yeah. So that's really what it boils down to. If we just cut to the chase, it's your ability to shift from frustration to self-control. That's it. Because we know that it's those feelings that will drive the results. It'll drive the rest of your life. So you either want to live life frustrated or you want to live life with self-control. And so that is why I have the Mind Over Matter program. That we did a 3-day event, but the whole event was recorded. So now those of you who want to take the Mind Over Matter lesson, you can access it on our website. It's $27 and you get all 3 days immediately. So it's not dripped on you. You can watch it on demand and you keep access to it. So it's great. It is a great, great resource for you to go back and watch multiple times. It teaches the self-control operating system. And that is the system that you will be leaning into under any circumstance. It doesn't matter if it's relationships, personal life, professional life, habits, whatever it is, it's applicable. So it's a best place to start. It's probably the best $27 you'll spend this year. So Kirsten, thank you so much for your time. I'm going to let you get back to work. But you did a phenomenal job teaching all of our students today, and I couldn't be more grateful.
Thank you.